Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be diving into the Canucks head coach position, Manny Malhotra, and what are the realistic expectations us as fans should have regarding Canucks coach Manny Malhotra. What kind of coach is he? What kind of expectations should we have? What will this season look like? I think that there's going to be a lot of changes in the good way. I think that Adam Foote is a great human being and a really good hockey player. He was epic and amazing, but I felt like he kind of tapped out at the assistant coach point, right? Like if you think about it, he's never had success as a head coach. Now, granted, you could say he didn't really have a team that could do that. But I mean, dude, you had Quinn Hughes on your team, and you could only get 25 wins. So I think that Manny is going to be an upgrade over someone like Adam Foote. But how much of an upgrade, and what can we expect? We want to dive into this question and many more. I think this is going to be a really interesting conversation. I'm just going to hit the promo and we're going to dive right into it. Well, the big question tonight is what kind of expectations do you have for Canucks coach Manny Malhotra? So it's not just about me, whether you're watching this online or live or later, or you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, post in the comments what are your realistic expectations. I'm going to dive into what mine are. And to answer the question, what kind of coach is Manny? I think instead of me trying to just guess, because I've never met the guy, I've never seen him really coach other than a couple absurd Canucks games online. I mean, obviously he had success, right? He was going to be a sought after coach. There are teams that were looking at him. So I'm assuming that he's quite the coach, but why? And that just reminded me of the interview that I had with absurd broadcaster Brandon Astle. Had a lot to say about Coach Manny Malhotra, right? Remember, if you go back, and it's pretty cool to go back and listen. I probably listened to that interview 3 times now, and I've just really enjoyed it for multiple reasons. But I just think that as we're sitting here in a rebuild, I do need to temper my expectations because I do think he's a really good coach. I am concerned that he might be able to take it to another level and get us to be more successful than we want. But when I was interviewing Swerve and Irvin, he was trying to say, like, RevTrev, like, temper your expectations. Like, look at this roster. And we'll get into the roster in a second, right? And Swerve and Irvin was correct on that. But I just think when it comes to this rebuild, and I keep saying it this way, we just need to rebuild this team the right way. We need to struggle this year to get another top pick because there is a big difference between a playoff pretender and a cup contender. And so when it comes to Manny Malhotra, Brandon had a ton of things to say, and I'm going to show them to you. He said that, actually, I want to show you the first one here, He said he is a perfect modern day coach because the game is different. He was talking about it's no longer the 90s and 2000s. These kids are way more skilled. And Manny is one of those guys that learned how to coach the younger players. When you're coaching an AHL team, you're forced to do that, right? Trying to work his way up, and he has found success at being able to get through some of those players, right? And this is from his own words, Brandon's own words, right? He's a perfect modern day coach. Wow, because the game is different. And really, coaching has to change, right? These players are not boomers or Gen Z or millennials, but Gen X, but they're Gen Zs, right? Let me say that again. These players are not boomers or Gen X or millennials, but they're Gen Z. And what's cool about that is that Manny can connect with Gen Z players, and his son is in that category. He's had those kids over the house. Yes, gone are the days where, they're out doing this and that and whatever. A lot of them have the social media now. A lot of them are playing video games. And we see that even with Patrick Laine and Elias Pettersson. And, a lot of these guys are talking about they're big video game guys. And a lot of people translate that as like, oh, that's why they're bad hockey players. I don't think so, because there's a lot of hockey players that play NHL, 26, 27, 25, and or play Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege or Fortnite or whatever the games are, Valorant, whatever it is, right? And that's just part of their lives. That's what they grew up. The video games are way better today than ever before. And does that equal that you'll be a bad hockey player? I'll tell you this right now. I bet you Macklin Celebrini plays lots of video games. I bet you he does. I mean, maybe he doesn't, but chances are that's what the generation does. And then he scores 115 points. Like, just because you play video games doesn't mean you're bad at hockey. Now, can you get obsessed and addicted? Absolutely. And that's the thing. But this isn't just a rant about, young people or, video games, but Manny Malhotra being able to connect with Gen Z players we're going into rebuild, everyone. It's a young team. We need a guy like this. This is exactly what we need. I was hoping that Coach Foote would be around for one more year and just to make sure we tanked. But, that is one of the things. So I don't know. I just think about him and his abilities. And another thing that Brandon said is he allows players to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and grow. I think that is just a really, really great lesson in life. Like, honestly, so amazingly cool. And like, I'm just thinking about a friend of mine that's on here, and he's my friend George. Okay. And he literally posted this about his what his mom had taught him. And listen to what my friend George posted or said. My mom gave me permission to be imperfect. She reminded me that I am a human being and that human beings need to learn how to do things. He said, we learn by failing or by falling. We learn by mispronouncing. We learn by trying again. And I just thought it was so good. So big shout out to my friend George, and love the guy. And I just thought that was really profound. And I thought, you know what, when it comes to our head coach, and I like that he allows his players to be like this. You know what I mean? That he's going to be one of those guys who can not only relate, motivate, allow people to fail, and allow people to succeed, allow these young guys opportunities. And I personally get excited when I think about those things. I get so excited about this because this is the kind of coach you want with a young team. Now, can he coach Hronek and Demko and Pettersson and DeBrusk and Besser? And you know what I mean? Like, hey, if he gets sent down, like if he sits down the veterans, would he actually healthy scratch Pettersson? Would he actually healthy scratch DeBrusk? Would he healthy scratch Besser? And is that the right move? Is that the right move? With this roster, can Manny Malhotra find a way to do these kind of things, right? Can he do this? When you look at this team with the bro line, which I would assume he would stick together, Pettersson and DeBrusk, I think they're going to be playing together, but like, what's he going to do? Is he going to put Leckermacky on the left with Pettersson and Karlsson and just think like here's the other thing that we don't talk enough about is he believes in some of these guys like Sasson, Karlsson, Baines. These are players that he's seen. Kudrezov, obviously a guy like, I mean, you just start thinking about all the young players, Tolo Pilo, and some of these young players. Is he going to show, not biased, even though it could be considered that, but is he going to give them extra opportunities that he normally wouldn't do because he trusts them? He knows what they can do in the situations. But these are NHL players he's playing with now. I mean, Brendan Gallagher is a solid guy. Ratu has proven he needs to be on this roster. Drew O'Connor has started playing at a better rate. I could see Drew O'Connor on the left wing with Sasson in the middle and Linus Karlsson on the right. By the way, last video I did, hilarious. I said Leo Karlsson. There's been so much talk about Leo Karlsson. And I said, when I showed you this line, I said, number 94, Leo Karlsson, not Linus Karlsson. It's like, no, we didn't make a trade, everyone. Some of you guys were listening on the audio going, he said, what? But Cotter's there and Hedel, and I mean, he must like Leckermacky. I just wonder how he's going to form this roster together. I think it's going to look a lot different some nights, and that's okay. That's okay. And so what do you think about Manny Malhotra, and what kind of expectations do you have for our Canucks new head coach? What kind of coach is he? Well, we just talked about many of those things. But here you go. This is what I think. This is my RevTrev prediction. And in July, I said that it was going to be 29 wins, but I've been noticing that I didn't add any of the overtime losses. So I'm now, here we are, August 11th, 2026, talking about the Canucks, and my prediction is I've updated it. Our Canucks will end the season with only 29 wins and 8 overtime losses. That will be bottom 3, guys. And I think if we're bottom 3, that is exactly where we want to be. The problem is if you have too many losing seasons, you get fired. So I think that after this season, and there shouldn't be a lot of expectations to be successful, there should be some stuff when you think about it. There should be some things that when you think about it that are going to be like, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle. Like I have to get out of my head. Like Demko's coming back, Hedel's coming back. They're gonna be the rebuild killers, and now we've got a head coach bump. Like Ryan Johnson's going to make moves, right? I think he's going to take some of those veterans off the roster. I do think that Jake DeBrusk gets traded sometime this season. I could see Hedel going on the LTIR if he has any more issues, right? And it just opens up spots for these young guys to play. And when you look at the defensive pairings, you've got a very young player with a veteran, and I think that's a smart move. We'll see what Coach Manny Malhotra does, but these are my predictions of what I think is going to happen. So I want to dive into your comments, everyone. Some people have been saying that the live stream is freezing up. So here's the thing. I'm just going to power through. I was watching Jacob Doodle's one the other day. He was having trouble on YouTube as well. And so we got a whole bunch of people in here that want to just connect with you guys. So I normally hit the promo. I found that on the audio, it's really loud. So I actually got to change it, but I want to dive into your comments. So post some comments. Yeah, so got Rollies in here. Darren is here from Kamloops. Good to see you. And then Adam is here from Langford, just down the road from me. You're only an hour away from me. Maybe just a little bit down 15 away from me. Mark he believes that this is going to be a better all-around team from power play to penalty kill and crisp passing. Crisp passing. I didn't say crisp with enough emphasis and accuracy there. So that the passing will be accurate. It'll be crisp. So he does believe that we're going to be a better all-around team from penalty kill to power play to penalty kill. And that's cool. Rolly thinks that we're going to be a top 3 pick. Sorry, Manny. I mean, that's what I'm predicting. I'm not even saying he's a bad coach. I think if we can still lose games but be more competitive, I'm in. I want to see better hockey. What we saw last year was atrocious. It was awful. I mean, we were so bad last year. And it was hard to watch. I had tons of my friends who just stopped watching, right? I do right now have Lefty All Around asked, you have Ratu over Coots. Come on now, bro. Right now I do. Coots is not a surefire thing. I also think too that Coots could really do well playing in the AHL for a year. I know that everyone's excited, and maybe Coots making this team is the right way to go. Coach Manny Malhotra will make those decisions because we know that Caleb is at least 2 years away, if not 3 years away, before playing. Novotny, I don't know when we see him play. And then Rogowski, Aaram-Olsen, when are these guys going to play? It's going to be years down the road, guys. So I do think that Coots has the best opportunity as a young person to play. But right now, who do you sit out? Right? Ratu has played really well, in my opinion. I think Ratu should be at least the third line center, but I have him on my fourth right now just because Heedle's coming back. And Heedle's a very good third line center. Maybe he puts Heedle on the left wing. I mean, there's going to be injuries, right? So maybe Coots does play. I don't know. Peter's here asking me how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I don't know how has your guys' summer been? My summer has been all over the map. It's been exciting and disappointing, discouraging, fun, full, shocking. It's been all over the map. And I don't know what you've been doing with your time, but lately I've been able to go to the beach. I went to Saratoga Speedway, posted a video on that, a short on that. It was so much fun. That's up in between Comox and Campbell River. It's actually called a little community called Black Creek. And the Saratoga Speedway, where there's also the Saratoga Beach. Highly recommended if you're on the island or if you're coming over to the island, go check that out. Every Saturday night, they have these races. Unbelievable. Great views. Great place to watch a race. So much fun. I've been doing that. I've been going to the beach, going swimming in the ocean, swimming in Westwood Lake. There's just so much. There's so much to do, right? Tomorrow, I'm gonna make my way out to Parksville, and we're gonna go swimming in the ocean there. Yeah, there's lots going on. I've also power washed 75% of my house. I still need the one side of my house to be done. I've ripped out everything out of my garage and cleaned it out. And part of you I don't care, RevTrev. But my question, post in the comments what you've done this summer. So I ripped everything out of my garage. I used my leaf blower, blew out all the junk, and then I took my power washer and power washed down the thing, and I set up my workout station in my garage. And I mean, there's been so much. I've seen tons of family, and it's been a lot of fun, but there's been some tough days too, And so, but yeah, it's been really fun. Full, good, bad, and the ugly happened this summer for sure. Rolly says Coots won't touch the NHL. Hopefully, well, you just want to be another year in Abbotsford. That's fair. Lefty all around says Braden Coots will play at least 40 games with the big club this year. That's great. That's great. I'm not a betting guy, but can I bet anywhere on this that he will play at least 40 games? Easy money, boys. Maybe. What did he play last year? 3? You think he's going to jump to 40? Think about that for a moment as I just take a sip of water. 40 games, that's a lot. I mean, if he's going to play 40, I think he'd play more than that. Right? He'd play more than that. Peter says, hope your summer's going well. I mean, I just did a big thing. Thank you so much. It is, and it's been up and down for sure. Rolly, less than 9 for Coots, he says. If he stays, we finish higher than 30th. Wow. That's fair. Peter says, I'm hoping we do not get washed up players. That's not the direction the Canucks are going. I mean, you could say Luke Schenn is already a washed up player. Some people would think that's Jake DeBrusk. I do not think that about him. Some people think that's Besser. I do not think that about Brock Besser. Rolly says it's rainy southern Alberta here. There's so many forest fires going on in BC. It's crazy. Been praying for Summerland and other areas. It's been awful here in that way. The Vancouver Island's been gorgeous, though, everyone. Like, seriously, you want to live somewhere where there's not a lot of forest fires and a lot of smoke? Come to Vancouver Island. I'm telling you that right now. But anyways, used to live in the Okanagan. I know exactly what those smoky summers are like. It's pretty scary, too. So, hey, Canucks Uncensored's here. Good to see you, Jordan. They will be better, but not much better. We're still on Team Tank. Yeah, I'm with you. That's why I'm predicting we're gonna get 4 more wins and the same amount of overtime losses. That's what I think. I think we're gonna be a 4-win team better. Now, if we're much better than that, it's gonna be hard to get a lottery pick that's quality. So I agree with you. Yeah, it's been a weird summer, been all over the map. Yeah, you've got some family stuff going on too, and yeah, that's tough. Now I'm hearing Ben Hutton as possible return. I haven't heard that yet. I haven't heard that, Mark. David W. Like, what time is it there? You're in Ontario, man. David W. It's almost 10 p.m. It's 9:51 p.m. Pacific time. So that means you're almost at 1 a.m. Dude, do you ever sleep or what? I feel for people who've had, due to wildfires, have had to evacuate for over a month. Not even one day has gone by without the news about wildfires in southern BC. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's scary. It's absolutely scary. Hope you're doing well, David W. Was it? You didn't say the name. You're in Toronto, I believe. So, Adam says, "Don't come to the island. People were full. I mean, Victoria's full, but everywhere else is growing too. So, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome." Yeah. So there's lots of things going on. David W says, "I don't have anything planned for Wednesday." And you continue to live in Toronto. Martin, good to see you. How's it going? I'm doing good today. It's been a wild summer for me, for sure. How are you doing? So, yeah, guys, if you're listening on the podcasts, on the audio podcast, Apple Podcast, or Spotify, please take a moment to not only hit the like button, but to rate and review. That would go really good. Really good. So, yeah. Martin says this isn't a bash PD broadcast. Nope, it's not. It's not. I did talk about PD a little bit. I do think PD is a very talented player. He's just struggled the last 2.5 years. And I hope that he can return to form, but I'm just not there yet. I think he has potential. How's that? How many years he's been in? He's got potential. Yeah, so today's topic is about Canucks coach Manny Malhotra, and what kind of expectations do you have as a fan? What kind of things are you expecting? I think this has been a fun conversation to have. Yeah, there's just so much going on. There's just so much going on when it comes to life and stuff, and I haven't been on as much lately, but gonna be gonna have lots more content coming up. This is the no man's land. This is the most boring time in hockey, August, before anything happens. It's just absolutely boring. And so if you're listening or watching this, thank you so much for being a part of my channel, listening to Canucks content. I think it matters. So Martin says that EP40 has years of potential. He's got years of potential. Okay, he does. He does have years. I mean, he's got 6 more years at 11.6 million. That's what he's got. So we'll see. But anyways, there's so many more other things to talk about than just Pettersson or, the whole Novotny thing. They've already signed him, which is crazy. They've signed him to maybe they're planning on him making the team. Could you imagine for a moment if Novotny makes his team? I imagine if it's Coots and Novotny make this team. Now, that would be exciting. Having Manny Malhotra develop those guys, that'd be fun. But I don't know if they're ready. I mean, I don't know if Novotny's ready, but we're going to find out. Training camp's coming up, guys. Preseason's coming up. These guys are going to get opportunities to showcase their skills. It's going to be interesting. Canucks news will just go nuts if we do that. So, yeah, Martin says, I think Malhotra will grow into a great coach. I do think that as well. But will it be in Vancouver? I think, how much time are they going to give him? How much leash are they going to give him? How long is he allowed to struggle for? Those are great questions to ask that we honestly don't know the answer to yet. But if we're going to go full rebuild like we are, or I'd say good portion, once you trade Pettersson and DeBrusk and Besser or Demko or whoever, if you did all that's a full rebuild, like Hronek. But I don't think they're going to go that way. I don't think they're going to go. They're going to keep some of those veteran guys. I think DeBrusk will be gone, but the others they'll keep to help the young guys develop. That's what I think is going to happen. But Malhotra, I hope they give him enough of a leash. So Martin says he's got that Rob Brendamore attitude, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't say that they have the same one there, to be honest. But I think they are different. But we'll see. Manny should be a very good addition to the Vancouver Canucks. Rolly says Caleb at Boston University will develop nicely. I do think that's going to help. Just another step in his progression, and looking forward to seeing Caleb Malhotra in a Canucks uniform. It's going to be later than sooner, but it's going to happen. So, yeah, anyways, I'm going to call it a night. This is a shorter video. I don't mind it being shorter, but I haven't been on a bit on a full-length video, or full-length podcast for a bit. So I want to get back in the groove. There's a couple things I want to talk about, but before I go, I want to just answer another one. Adam says he's a player's coach. He'll be good at teaching and developing young guys. Absolutely, Adam. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Of course, always just believe in blue. Let's embrace this rebuild because, we were the ones who asked for it. And, of course, always let's cheer this team on. Win, lose, or overtime loss. Go Canucks, go.